I've had this Harbor Freight helmet for probably, I don't know, 7 years, something like that. It's got a kind of a brownish tint shade. It's always been a little hard to weld through just because of the color of the shade, but it's never not worked for me. A couple years ago, my wife and kids got me this Metalman helmet after I'd done a bunch of research. I thought it was going to be the same way, where it was totally solar powered, and the shades quit working on it. The more I look into this, I think there is some batteries on the inside of it. So I'm going to take it apart, take a look at it, see if we can figure out what we can do to replace the batteries. It's real easy to take apart. You pull off the shield here. There's a wire retainer on the inside. You open that up, take a nut off of here, pull out that knob, and the shade slides out from there. After we get it out, I'll cut it open. We'll figure out what's going on the inside. One thing I would caution you, anything that I do is for me. Anything that you do is for you. Use this video for informational purposes, but if you mess something up and the shade doesn't turn on and you hurt your eyes, that's on you. So do this at your own risk, and hopefully you'll learn something. We'll all learn something together. Alright, got the shade out. Like I said, what I'm going to do is go around real careful around the edge. I'm going to take this flat file and just wedge it in there gently, see if I can pop this cover off. So we'll get that done, and then I'll show you what's on the inside. Okay, as you can see, I got the cover off. There are two little 3-volt batteries. Looks like they're attached to the board by solder right here and here and there. One side's positive. Of course, the other side, the bottom side's going to be negative. The smooth top side is a positive. So what I'm going to do is just clip these out of here and mark the terminals so I know which one was positive, which one was negative, and then we'll go from there. Alright, you can see I got the batteries out of there. I put a little piece of masking tape in here and marked which connection was negative, which was positive on both sides. You will notice that they are backwards from one side to the other, so that's worth remembering. Better to mark it and not need it than to forget to mark it and get them in there backwards and burn something up. Check both batteries. This one had like 0.3 of a volt, and that one wasn't too far behind it. It was like 2.3, so they were both basically dead. I bought two of these little guys, which is a battery holder off of eBay. These have got 2032 little button cell in it, almost identical to those. And the thing I liked about these was they've got an on-off switch out on them. So when I'm not using the helmet, I can turn them off and make sure the batteries last a little bit longer. Of course, now with being able to change them, that won't be quite as big a deal. But my plan is to take them, I'm going to cut a little groove here and here, run the wires through, solder them in, and then I'll mount these on the inside of the helmet. That should get me where I'll have two of these guys and fix my shade so it'll work like new again. We'll find out shortly. Alright, got my two little batteries soldered up on here. You can see the connections have been made to the circuit board on both sides. Again, I made sure I followed the marks that I had made on it when I took the batteries first out. I've turned the switches on, held it up to the light, blinks off and on real well, so I think we got that fixed. One thing I did notice was I slid it into the helmet, determining my wire length. I noticed that there's going to be a little lip on the helmet that I need to notch out as well, so I'm going to do that. And next time you see it, it should be finished. Alright guys, you can see where I've got the battery holders epoxied to the inside of the helmet, and I've got them turned on. As I move the helmet up to the light, it's turning off, actually turning the shade on, making things dark. I've checked the shade itself and made sure that it's working right. You can see at the bottom I've got a note on there to remind myself to turn the batteries on before I use the helmet, which you know, if I'm going to be turning the batteries off to conserve them, that's probably a good idea. I hope you do that as well. Guys, remember, the whole reason we're doing this is to protect our eyes. If you're not any good at soldering, or this is a little bit over your head or something like that for whatever reason, don't do it. Go spend another $100 on a helmet. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care of your eyes.